Hey everyone, it's Natalie. So I am back again today to do a quick video. You know, I try to keep it real on here. I originally started this YouTube channel to help myself heal. And then, I guess, people could relate, and it's kind of became into me helping people. But the truth of it is, I started this channel to release the anger and hostility and resentment, and to be able to express my frustrations with my situation. And even though I've been no contact for 3.5 years, the trauma has been so significant in my life that I still have a lot of those traits. And I hope one day, they're not so profound in my life. And at one time, they really had taken my whole life over. And I just wasn't healthy. But I think to this time, 3.5 years ahead, and I do see progress and everything, but it's the times that I sit back and really think about the trauma that the narcissist has caused in my life and her son's life, and my son too. And it's really hard to forgive that. It's really hard to forget, and it's almost impossible not to think about it. And when I talk to people, they're like, well, when is this going to stop? When am I going to stop thinking about it? When am I going to quit being so angry? You want my honest answer? I don't know. I don't know. Because I don't even know about mine sometimes. And I do think over time it gets a lot better. But when you're in this situation and the trauma has already been done, it can't be undone because it's already been done. And I just struggle on a daily basis to heal the way that I want. And I know, one of my guy friends out there is really having a tough time, and his mother was a narcissist. And I was reading back on a text. He's like, just saying, I'm doing better, but, I keep thinking about it and all this. And I told him, I said, the damage was done. I said, all you can do is move forward in your life and try to live the healthy and happy life that you deserve. But at the same time, I think what keeps the trauma is that you didn't get that acceptance that you were looking for. And so it tricked your brain into thinking that you need to get back into contact with these people to finally get that acceptance. But let's be honest. My friend, I think he is almost 40. I'm almost 40. And we're still looking for it. And it's still a daily struggle to not get in contact with these people and have a big love fest, because the reality is you're not going to get that. Everything that you desire, you fantasize about, is exactly that, a fantasy. And I think the sooner you can realize that that fantasy isn't going to come true is the moment that you stand up, you brush yourself off, and you say, you know what? If I could go through that, there's nothing else worse in this world that I can't manage, that I can't go through. And so I look at it like that, well, I went through that. I'm living my life righteous, so nothing can be as bad as that. So from here on out, it's got to be better. Because the abuse now is not in my life, and it's got to be better. That's what you think. And it is in some ways, but at the same time, it's not, because you didn't get that acceptance and you didn't get the people you deserve. And so it's an everyday struggle to figure out why these people acted like that towards you. Why these people mistreated you and abused you. Why didn't they accept you? Why didn't they welcome you? Why weren't you loved? And to us good people, it's really baffling, because we think to how we are. We think about how loving and caring and kind that we are and how we treat people. And it's hard to fathom that these narcissists could really do people like this. I mean, it's really baffling, because you're like, there's no way that these people are out here like this. And to be honest, there's more narcissism today, I think, than ever before. Ever before. We got self-made narcissists out there right now. The parents didn't even have to do it. Social media, TV, the news did it for them. So I look at it like, at least I'm not one of them. At least I'm not one of those horrible people. And I know that I can reflect on myself and see what type of person I am, and have that feeling that I know I'm doing good in life. I know that I'm good to people, and reassure myself that there was nothing that I did to the narcissist that could have ever made that person treat me the way that they did. And so if you're struggling with that anger and stuff, and you're wondering when and how is this going to go away, the truth is, trauma really never goes away. It just kind of quiets over time. Because you either have CPTSD or PTSD, which are kind of two and one and the same. PTSD is when major traumas happen just a few times in your life. CPTSD is where a lot of little traumas have happened in your life continuously. And so it's really hard not to think about all these horrible things that have happened, because it made up a majority of your life. So when you reflect on your life, you just think of horrible things that have happened and how you're mistreated. But now that you're grown, you can make your own decisions and you can think for yourself. You don't have to allow that anymore. You can just move forward in your life and be happy. And yeah, it's going to suck, thinking about all the little horrible things that have happened. But at the same time, your future looks bright, because you're not going to have a bunch of little horrible things happening in your future. And I think that's what people need to understand when you are trying to quiet your mind. Be thankful that your future doesn't look like your past. Be thankful. Because you could allow the abuse to continue and never heal, never wake up to the truth, or you could literally just say, it really sucks that I was in that situation and I put myself, or, well, if you're a child, you didn't put yourself there, but, I went through that and I tolerated or put up with that type of abuse. The good thing is that you knew something was wrong with these people, and you were intelligent enough to figure it out. And so at the end of the day, you're winning. You're winning, because while you're healing, the narcissist is suffering. The narcissist is looking for their next victim. The narcissist will never satisfy that sensation that they have of just hurting and being cruel, and that needing other people's energies and stuff. That narcissistic supply never goes away in a narcissist's life. And so while you're healing and you're looking for a brighter future, if you're having trouble, either struggling with thinking that you could get that acceptance by getting in contact with the narcissist, or just struggling with the CPTSD, what I can say is that don't take any action during that time, because you're going off of an emotional impulse. You're not going off of reality. And so it's really important to keep yourself in check, because it is easy to start convincing yourself that things will be different this time. They won't. They won't be different, guys. And you just have to look at it like, well, from now on, I know that I get to choose who's in my life, and I get to choose if I don't want toxic people in my life. Because I would hate to think, like, these 22 years that have happened to me, I'd hate to think the next 22 were going to be the same, because I wouldn't stay in this marriage. I wouldn't stay. And I don't care how much guilt tripping my husband tries to pull, or how down he looks, or how depressed. It's not just about him. It's about protecting yourself. And if you don't have a spouse that has the backbone to protect you, or guilt trips himself thinking that he's a horrible son or whatever, that's not your problem. That's not your problem. That's not your emotional baggage to deal with. That's the other person's, and they should be in therapy. They should be working on themselves like you are working on yourself. So stay strong. Keep your emotions and reactions and everything in check, in tune with who you are, who your character is. And know that no matter how much that hamster wheel is going in your head, that fantasy, because it's like the hamster wheel has two sections, right? The hamster wheel has the trauma, and then the other side of the hamster wheel has the fantasy of what you imagine the relationship to be. And so you're constantly battling with those two sides in your brain, because one side's trying to trick you, the other side's trying to remind you. You know what I mean? So you just stay strong. You don't let that get you back into contact with the narcissist. You need to listen to your intuition and listen to that little voice inside, because it's not going to steer you wrong. Anyway, peace, love, and harmony. Have a good day, guys. Bye.